Diolch Llywydd. Fydda dim yn rhoi mwy o bleser I fi na gallu pleidleisio heddiw dros weithredu. Mesur Cymru fydda yn grymuso pobl Cymru o ddifri. Fydda yn galluogi'r cynulliad yma I eiddfedu ymhellach fel Senedd ein gwlad, a fydda yn rhoi I Lywodraeth Cymru yr arfau angenrheidiol I sefydlogi a chryfhau ein economi, I greu Cymru fwy iach, I gryfhau yn cyfundrefn addysg yn y modd yr ydyn ni yma yng Nghymru am I flaenoriaethu. Ond nid dyna I fi ydy'r mesur yr ydyn ni yn cael yn gofyn I roi sêl bendith iddo fo. Nid dyma y mesur y gallai fod yn hyderus sy'n rhoi I drigolion Ynys Môn a gweddill Cymru y math o sicrwydd y dylan nhw I gael bod gan gynulliad cenedlaethol Cymru yr hawliau ddilyn I chwys I hun lle mae angen gwneud hynny heb I rwystra mympwyol gael ei rhoi yn ein ffordd gan Senedd Prydain. I believe passionately that devolution itself should be devolved. That we in Wales should decide on those areas over which we should have responsibility. I believe passionately that any bill on the future of Welsh competence should come from Wales. And the deeply flawed bill that we're being asked to approve today, I believe, is the perfect embodiment of why that is such an important principle. I won't repeat detail points made by some of my colleagues about the irrational list of reservations. I could talk about the steadfast refusal to devolve policing, the inexcusable and inexplicable refusal to move towards a distinct Welsh legal jurisdiction. The list goes on. But in terms of our powers to legislate on behalf of the people of Wales, I believe that this bill, despite concessions that have been made, remains little more than dished out by an indifferent UK Conservative government to a Wales that is meant to consider itself grateful to receive them. There are, of course, positive elements here, and that is why it is, as Leanne Wood said, with a heavy heart that we vote against the strengthening of powers for this Assembly as an institution over its own affairs, over election arrangements and so on. I, of course, want to see the beginnings of the devolution of income tax among our taxation armoury. I commend work done on the fiscal framework. I, of course, want to see a new funding formula. I understand why others may come to the conclusion that it is worth supporting this because of those positives. The First Minister himself said that the Labour group came to a reluctant decision. On that point, to those suggesting that we in Plaid Cymru are voting against somehow in the knowledge because of the luxury of Labour supporting it, Simon said we also had detailed forensic discussions. The case was made to support this. Because I acknowledge the positives, I considered perhaps that even a principled abstention was the right course of action this afternoon. But in the end, I had to ask myself to what extent the positives are little more than sweeteners to be taken alongside what is otherwise a very bitter Wales Bill pill. The positive of the introduction of a reserved powers model in principle, for example, that we have long called for is undone, rather, is it not, by the mockery of that Whitehall composed list itself. Plaid Cymru, yes.
I fully understand that you have issues with this bill. As other members have said, it's not perfect by any means. However, to dismiss the fiscal framework that we discussed earlier in this Cabinet Secretary's statement as merely a positive, come on, we've been calling for Barnett reform for as long as I've been here and as long as you've been here. Here comes a positive, a very positive change to that financial situation. That will fall if this doesn't go through.
I understand the question that you asked, but you are unfair in suggesting that we are dismissing the work that has been done on the fiscal framework. The question that has been asked today by Leanne Wood, amongst others, is why on earth was that commendable work on the fiscal framework tied in to what is otherwise a set of powers that is a retraction in terms of the powers that we have. And I'll also answer your point in this conclusion. Plaid Cymru is often wrongly accused of seeking devolution for its own sake. Well, today we say a clear no. We want the devolution that is right for Wales. So let's begin work now, working together as a nation, across parties and across communities, to build a future bill, a future for Wales made in Wales.